Beautiful. She's still laughing.
Hello, I just want to say that congratulations on attending this conference, Come Up Higher. Indeed, it is important that we come up higher, and I am so thankful to Pastor Nikki for putting this program together. I know that you have benefited so far from the previous speakers, but indeed, I'm going to get you to understand the concept of social media and how you can kind of promote yourself, whether yourself, your business, promote your ideas using the power of social media. So first of all, thank you so much, Pastor Dike, for giving me the opportunity to speak to your audience. And thank you, audience, for listening. And thank you to the other speakers as well. I know that by the end of this Come Up Higher conference, you are not going to be the same, because obviously all this information that's coming your way are going to be impactful in how you do life on a day-to-day basis, and indeed how you promote yourself, particularly using social media. My name is Beatrice Yakubu. I am the founder of Simply Family Business, and originally I'm a nurse, but of course I have a transition in the process of doing something different, which is serving people, but also in a different way, i.e. using the power of the digital media. Now, in this video, unfortunately, I couldn't be with you live, so I had to make a recording so that at least, in as much as I'm joining in the background, obviously you would have the advantage of kind of listening to my take and perspective on what social media today is and how you can use social media to advance your cause, whatever it is, whether in your ministry, in your business, and even in your personal life. So let's get started with my topic, which is using social media in the modern world to advance your life. In terms of social media, if you didn't know before, social media has taken the world by storm. And I don't say that lightly, because, some people are still thinking that there will come a time that they will wake up and there is no social media. I mean, that's a wishful thinking indeed, because I believe that social media is here to stay. And not only is it here to stay, it is also here to empower those who wish to be empowered, to give a voice to the voiceless, I would say. People who perhaps would not have been able to have the opportunity to speak to the masses now have the opportunity to do that with the power of social media. So here is what we are going to cover. I'm going to talk about social media for you as an individual, social media for you as a parent, as a community member, and indeed as a business owner. Let's get started. What is social media? In fact, I remember when we were growing up, people who were in the media were revered because of the fact that they could speak to the masses. Their voices were heard everywhere, and people knew them, people knew their voices, and indeed it was a thing of joy to see someone who was in the media, to see someone who was a news presenter, to see someone who was in the radio. I remember some time ago, back in Ghana, this gentleman came to a restaurant that we were eating at, and then, it was like, wow, everybody was clattering over this guy to talk to, because he was that powerful, in the sense that, many people heard his voice. Fortunately for us these days, you don't have to be in the media. You don't have to have a particular role to be on social media. I mean, I would say that 50%, if not even 90% of those of you listening to me are on social media. And before you say that you are not on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or any other social media platform, think about your WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the most powerful social media platform of this day and age. And indeed, people kind of discount the fact that WhatsApp is powerful. So before you say that you are not on social media, which I hear some people say sometimes, think about WhatsApp as well, because it is part of the social media. In fact, WhatsApp is part of Meta, and Meta is social media, Instagram, WhatsApp, and indeed Messenger. So why is social media important? Here is the reason. Around the world, 4.3 billion people are using social media. 4.3 billion people. In fact, the world crossed 8 billion recently, didn't it? Now, it means that half of this population in the world are glued on social media. And if you take even just Facebook alone, so for some people, they are still despising Facebook. And here is the power that Facebook has for you. Over 2.7 billion people are on using Facebook. So think about it. We have 4.3 billion people on social media overall, and 2.7 of them are on Facebook. So that's how powerful Facebook is. And on a day-to-day basis or monthly basis, Facebook actually has over 2 billion people on this platform. What does that even mean in terms of to you in terms of your daily life? Well, it means that if you are going to reach out to more people in your life, guess what? These are where you have to be, because gone are the days that we were using, telephone to be able to reach people. Now, these days, it's even hard. We all hold phones, don't we? But it is kind of difficult to actually get to speak to people, because these same phones are computers in our hand, and they are the ones that we use to connect. We are not connecting like we did before. We are connecting in a very special way via social media. So it is near impossible for us to be able to connect with each other these days without a social media. Here is the trajectory. Even though at this point we have 4.3 billion, in the next year or two, social media usage is going to go to nearly 4.5 billion. That's staggering, and that is information that you need to be gluing onto. Now, here is the breakdown of this news for you. People spend 3 hours a day on social media. 3 hours. That's a lot of time. In fact, if you calculate that in a week, how many hours is that? 21 hours. That's part-time job that people are using social media for. Now, my take is that if you are kind of using this social media in this form, guess what? You could actually use it to do something different, to do something empowering, to do something useful and meaningful, not just for you, but also to society and to your community and to society at large. Here is the thing. There's always a saying, and I know it, so I'm just gonna go and then spell it out before I progress with this. The negative side of social media. Of course, we all know that social media can be a waste of time. Social media has been known to cause anxiety and also depression for people who are looking at other people and thinking that they're having the better life. And indeed, but we cannot stop with this obsession. Why? Because we are human beings and we are social creatures. Wherever people are, we want to what's the word? We want to nose around. So for that reason, in as much as social media is bringing us all this problem in terms of people thinking negatively about themselves, thinking other people are actually enjoying themselves, and for that reason, kind of having anxieties and wasting their time, we would also want to, or my perspective is for you to think about the other side of it, i.e. thinking about the positive side of things. I know, especially for those of us who have young people, unrealistic expectation and negative body image are some of the things that we battle with when it comes with social media. But that is where I come in, because that is the point I try to make, that if we are thinking of social media of all the negatives, is because other people are making us think that way. What if we had our own voice to be able to speak about the positive? Because the thing is, it's not a paid platform. Anybody with an opinion can voice their opinion And that isn't that fantastic that you can simply use this or have a voice as a result of just going online. And permit me to say, most of us, even those that I come across who says that they don't use social media, are on WhatsApp all the time. They're either on WhatsApp groups, they're on WhatsApp speaking to people back in Africa because it's now free. We can talk to each other without paying. And they are on WhatsApp, you know, on doing several things that realistically is actually kind of wasting their time. So why don't we think about the other aspect of social media, i.e. in the positive way, and use it as such? So that is what I talk about, you as an individual using social media. How do you use social media as an individual? Here is the thing. Social media has given voice to the voiceless, and that is more empowering than anything at all. People, we have seen, you know, one person come out with an idea and then able to galvanize the people around, and then that idea spread like wildfire. If you think about Floyd, which happened in 2020, it's not that people were not dying in America, but because of social media, we have been able to see the impact of it. And it was because one person decided to video this and then to circulate it around, and then it became so powerful. So you can use WhatsApp, social media in general, to promote your voice. What do you believe in? You know, what is your stand about life, for example? What do you strongly believe in? So, for example, if we talk about a body image issues, which is causing a lot of problems, for our young people, what is your take on that? What do you strongly believe in that society is doing that is negative? So for most of us in Christendom, we talk about the area of, you know, people trying, especially in this society, people trying to, convince our children, for that matter, to change their gender, to think that, you know, same sex is cool and all that kind of things. I mean, we don't believe in that, but are we saying it? Are we voicing it out? Social media is a tool for you to be able to voice these things out. Why? Because if you come out and you are bold enough to talk about these things, guess what? There are people who are going to listen to you. Are you in the health industry? So, for example, for those of us who have a background in nursing, talking about your career, for example, talking about health. In fact, recently I attended a program where a doctor was talking about population and the population disparities and, life expectancy differences in the areas of London. Just within London alone, you have different life expectancies in Chelsea, for example, and East London, for example. These are things that we can talk about that would get that would get attention, i.e., because most of our people don't know that. I mean, this lady was talking about the fact that we have power in our hand to be able to heal our bodies, for example. Now, as a doctor, as a nurse, you can talk about that. As someone who works in the health industry, you can talk about that online. Guess what? You have unlimited opportunity to talk about it. I know that Dr. Olivia is on this program, and indeed she's going to be highlighting on that. And hand clap to you, Dr. Olivia, for kind of promoting this about your exercise, about diet, about all these things that can make our life meaningful as far as our health is concerned, and you are promoting that on social media. Guess what? If we had 10 of Dr. Olivia's type talking about how we can promote our health on social media, guess what? We wouldn't be having these negative issues that we complain about, i.e. With regards to social media. Also, what is your faith? Now, I remember attending an event, and this lady was talking about the fact that, we talk about the Kardashians influencing our children. Why? Because they are vocal, because they are online, What if we were also prophesying our faith and talking about the importance of modesty, the importance of, not doing things too much, especially painting their face and all that? Guess what? We would be having impact. So you as an individual, you have more power in your hands as far as social media is concerned. And my next thing will be talking about social media as a parent. This is the point that I think this is my the point that I like best. Why? Because as a parent, I decided that I was going to learn social media, not just for me, but also that I could guide my children. The reason being that statistically, our children are on social media. In fact, I meet parents who say that, I don't want my child to be online. It's too late because they are already using the platforms. You cannot do much about that. Statistically, by the age of 8 to 11, they are already on social media. In fact, I dare say that I have a nephew who is a niece who is she is 2. And she already knows everything. She's clicking on things and changing channels and everything. So this is their age that they are growing in. And all we can do as parents is to be able to learn it ourselves and to be able to help them. And when I talk about helping them, when you learn how, for example, how to go on your settings and block things, the one important area of social media that people complain about is the fact that it's not safe for children. Well, guess what? It is safe if you know what you're doing. Because my girls were on social media. My second daughter was on social media, promoting her own Instagram page at the age of 12. Her face was never on social media. My eldest was 15 at that time. Her face was never on social media. Why? Because I knew what I was doing and I was helping them. So your child doesn't have to be on social media, i.e. being exposed. Because if you don't know what you are doing and they don't know what they're doing, guess what? There are loopholes that people can take advantage of and get to our children. And whether you as a parent, you know it or not, that is what is going on in everyday life. So, for example, when my girls built their accounts, my first daughter built her account, her social media beauty account to over 20,000 followers. Her face was never on Facebook, on Instagram, and it still is not on that account for that matter. Second daughter built her account up to 4,000 followers, promoting food, working with people in the food industry in London. Her face was never on social media. It's because I was guiding them and I knew how to help them to be able to do this, safely. Your child doesn't necessarily have to start a business on social media, but whether you like it or not, they are already using social media. Why don't you learn it so that you can help them so that they are safe? And people often say that, talk about more on the vices of social media. And I'll say that it is like lighting a fire. You can use your fire to cook food and make your food delicious, or you can use the fire in a different way to burn your house down. Whichever way you choose is up to you. That is exactly what social media can do. But one thing I can say is that it gives you unlimited power to be able to block people. So for example, when people are commenting bad stuff on your platform, or people who are requesting your friends, sending your friends requests are not even fit to be in your network, guess what? You have the opportunity to block these people. Did you know that you could also block people, certain words from appearing on your platform ever? And I like it when I talk about this because when you go on my platform, definitely, there are certain things that you will never see. Why? Because I have blocked certain things. When somebody comments a thing that I do not like, I block them straight away. There is no mercy. And you can only do that when you know what you're doing as a parent in helping your children. Now, my third point in terms of this is social media for us as a community. I like this because just bring that home to the area of, of WhatsApp groups. Now, we know that WhatsApp group has helped us a lot. WhatsApp group is diamond as far as our community setting is concerned. When you want to communicate with somebody, two or more people, where do you go? You use WhatsApp group. That is the power of social media. Now, also think about Facebook. People have come together to do so much for their communities. People that you didn't know before within your local community. People have form local community groups to be able to share things. So for example, you have other things, that unwanted things in your house that you perhaps would have given to charity or thrown in the trash. Another person could like it, or you are coming together in a community to kind of emphasize a point and to get your voice heard as a community. Social media has the power to do that for you. But what I love most is as a community in the church. Here is the thing. Before even a pandemic happened, I used to follow two leaders, two ministers online. Why? Because these men have embraced the power of social media long before anybody even thought about that. These were men that I came across in the year 2007. Or on when we had TV, cable TVs. So they were already using media, and then when social media came, they just plunged on it, and these men have been using social media. I follow them because even though I don't have the opportunity or capacity to go to their church physically, but guess what? They have influenced my life so much as far as using media is concerned. Thanks be to God. I would say pandemic gave us no other option than for people who were very reluctant, or ministers, I would say, who were very reluctant to now be open up to using social media. But some ministers are still very reluctant in using social media. And I would say that for those of us who are in this community or in this, listening to me in this group, it is important that even the little thing that you are doing. So for example, you are on Zoom. Why don't you broadcast it on social media? Why don't you broadcast it on Facebook? Why? Because when you put something like that on Facebook, it is there forever. You never know who is going to stumble on that kind of information that would be impactful in their life, that will help them to change one or two things. You never can tell. So it is imperative that as a community we think about using our Zoom sessions to kind of use it online rather than just keeping ourselves in our local, in our local settings and local group. And in terms of coming back to WhatsApp, for example, WhatsApp is also powerful in that you can use WhatsApp in your WhatsApp group. If you know how to use WhatsApp group properly, that can actually promote your agenda as a collective body and helping you to promote your cause as well. There's a saying that together there is safety in numbers, as the Bible says. Obviously, when we use social media in a community, look at Facebook groups, for example. Literally, you can learn so much using Facebook groups, and I urge you to do that. For example, if you are somebody who love makeup, for example, or who even makeup is one of the things, or who like charity work, as most of us do. Join groups that are on social media promoting these things, and guess what? You are going to learn so much, and you are going to be inspired to be able to get out there and do things according to how fit you feel you are able to understand it and to move ahead with it. Now, I want to talk about the last one, which is using social media as a business owner, because that's my job. In fact, one thing that I find that most people do is that they use social media like, if you are using social media for your personal circumstance or for group, it is different from when you are using it for business. Why? Because when it comes to business, you are kind of promoting yourself and asserting yourself as the person who is knowledgeable in this industry that people should listen to. And that is a very imperative, that you do things in a way that people can see you and kind of trust and believe that you are able to help them. But here is what happens that I see a lot. Number one is the fact that people are not paying particular attention to their platforms, i.e., your banner on social media. How does it look like? If somebody come on your platform, will they know what you're doing? Your Facebook profile, is it your own image? Are you having a beautiful smile on that? It is important. What about what you tell people, i.e. in your about side? Are you telling people what to do or what you do so that they can understand you properly? Are you having some links in that social media platform that people will know that, I can click here on your Facebook and get to your LinkedIn. I can click on your Facebook and get to your Twitter. I can click on your Facebook and get to your YouTube. It is very, very important that you think about these things. What you shouldn't do is to be asking people, as the saying goes in the online world, people treat people, their social media pages are like asking someone to marry you on their first date. Because when you are marketing on social media, you are getting people to go on a date first. People have to know you first. People have to be comfortable with you first. People have to understand your concept first. People have to be convinced that you are the real deal first, that you can help them first before they can then say yes to your business. And that is crucial in terms of marketing yourself on Facebook or any other social media platform for that matter. Social media would get you as a business owner to be able to reach so many people. The first thing is that if you think about how business grows, you start your business with your idea. Okay, I want to serve people, i.e., in whatever it is that I do. So, for example, in my case, I help you to promote your business, right? You would say that your business is about, let's say that you are selling fashion clothes. So you're selling African print for that matter. Now, when you are online, it is not just you who is selling African prints. There are so many people. And there's a saying that people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. Guess what? If people are buying from you, they are buying from you online. Just think about that. They haven't met you, they're buying from you online, and they're putting their credit card number online. So obviously, somebody is not going to meet you today and then buy from you. They have to follow you at least to some extent and then get to know you a bit more to be able to have that confidence that, oh, this person, from the way they talk or from the way they, I hear their values, from their voice, the way they smile, I believe that they are genuine in what they do. And if I send them my credit card details, number one, my card is safe, and number two, I will get the delivery of the things that I'm ordering for. These are pivotal things that people think about when they are buying from you on social media. And that is the reason you can't rush people. I often say that social media is about building a relationship, and building that relationship is quite key when it comes to attracting the right audience to you. And what do you have to do? You have to post content. You have to get the communication going. You post content, you are interacting with people, and indeed answering people's questions and allaying their fears and anxieties, so to speak. And when it's time for somebody, or when somebody's asking pertinent questions about actual buying, you take them off the platform and do direct messaging, and so that you send them the link of whatever it is that you want them to buy. That is quite key. Now, which social media platform is the best for you? This is a question that many people would ask, because it is not easy to kind of choose which social media platform. But I would say that choose one. Just choose one. You don't have to choose many. Choose one. And when you're choosing as well, choose the one that you're comfortable with. And also then make sure that you understand that social platform. You also understand that platform, how people interact on that platform, and indeed, and then moving on to another. The thing that gets people overwhelmed is the fact that they choose so many. So someone is on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're on TikTok. Guess what? You are going to burn out. And I want to say that if you are starting out, one platform is all that you need to be able to make it happen. Also have a strategy. So posting content, you want to be able to have a content plan, i.e. I'm going to post about, say, motivation Monday. I'm going to post about how to grow your business on Tuesday. I'm going to just think about, for example, motivation, encouragement, empowerment. These are things that you can team. We call it teams. So you have a team of posting. Monday is about this, Tuesday is about that, Wednesday is about that. And I often say that you are not indeed mandated to post every day. Just post 3 times a day, regularly and consistently. That is all that you need to make this work. Mistakes that people make, I have pointed to those things, but I will just allude to them again. Neglecting the fundamentals, i.e. making sure that your platform is on point. Posting without a plan, you need a solid plan. And posting also without calling people to action, you need to ask people to do things. Ask them to comment on the video, ask them to comment on the post, ask them to send you a question, and also copying everyone. Now, in terms of social media, we talk about modeling. You need to model people, but don't copy people, because if you copy people and then someone text or someone Google whatever it is that the leader whom you copied, is their stuff that will come on top of Google, not yours. And that is why you need to model rather than copy. Model means that you are getting the ideas and then modifying it for that matter. Your content must be relevant to the people that you're speaking to. So for example, you can't be talking about health and then all of a sudden you're talking about, let's say, dogs and cats. There's incongruency there. So when you're talking about one thing, you need to be talking about one thing. You have to be an active member of the community, i.e. you can't just post and then disappear. You post and you answer people's questions. You have to be consistent, which is, even if you post 2-3 times a week, make sure that that is what happens every time. And indeed, get people out. So for example, you are not also just posting every time and talking to people to buy your stuff. You are actually educating people to be able to get them to that point. Here is why people use social media, especially for businesses. Over 200 million business owners are on Facebook, just Facebook alone, and 86% of people, marketers, say that Facebook alone has brought them results as far as their as far as their promotion is concerned. And people who buy things, 78% of them says that they actually found the thing on Facebook. So for example, if someone is going to buy something, they will search it on social media before. And that these statistics are powerful, and those are the reason why I believe that it is time that you use social media, especially if you are a business owner, because that is the only way that you can get to people that you will never have the opportunity to meet face to face. And guess what? Gone are the days where it used to be word of mouth. Word of mouth is still powerful as far as growing your business is concerned, but we want to do more. So the internet has given us the opportunity to reach far and near. For example, I have done business with people all the way from Canada, all the way from USA, all the way from Italy. Guess what? There's no way that I would have been able to reach out to those people. And indeed, by the power of social media, I have been able to get to these people, to be able to tell them, to help them to grow their business. And I believe that you can do same as well. And if you are having an idea of starting a business, guess what? This is a perfect opportunity. This program is a perfect opportunity for you to start thinking and putting your ideas together and indeed get that business growing. Because in order for you to come up higher, you need to be having different thoughts and different ideas. And obviously, in as much as we go to work and make money, we cannot continue to go to work and make money. Why? Because especially with people in the kingdom, we want money to be able to advance our Father's kingdom. And going to work and making money is hardcore. It's not going to get us the fast results that we want in order to be able to invest. And that is the reason why myself and Pastor Nike, we are both nurses, but we've decided that we are going to be doing business alongside our careers to be able to get to that point of, being able to become business savvy, serve more people, make more money. And indeed, by using the digital platform, you are more empowered to be able to reach out to so many people that you otherwise not have been able to meet. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found value with this. And indeed, thank you once again, Pastor Nikki, for the opportunity. And thank you to all the panel who have been in this conference. Thank you. And I just want to urge you, you cannot be on this program and not come up higher. You cannot be on this program and not think about upgrading yourself. Upgrading yourself all the way around. And for me, I would say starting that business, that is always at the back of your mind, because nothing is worth more than serving more people in the world. Somebody said, would you rather earn 10,000 pounds from one person, or and 10 pounds from 10,000 people, that will, or earn £1 from 10,000 people? Obviously, the latter is the best. And I wish you all the best in the rest of the program. Take care. God bless. Bye.
Wow. So much information in there. Wow. While she was talking, while Coach Beatrice was talking, I was just like kind of poking people in terms of some things that she was talking about. How many people really are active on Facebook? Let's do that. How many people are active on Facebook? How many people? Okay, Olukemi says she's active on Facebook. Anybody else? Okay. Okay. Coach Nikki says she's active on Facebook. Anybody? Okay. Christy Bala says she's active. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. One of the things we've been told today, which I will encourage us to take time to listen again to that presentation, is that social media is becoming a tool that cannot be ignored. It's become a tool that we need at a time like this. So it's very, very important that we begin to look into this a lot more than we're doing. The other thing she said, she mentioned that word of mouth is powerful, but it's limited, and that over 200 million businesses are on Facebook. Over 200 million, not 200 businesses. So which means if there are over 200 million businesses on Facebook, there will be one or two definitely that will carry or be interested in what we do. Pastor Lukemi, I don't know whether your hand is up for a question or your hand is up in answer to the question. Can I just ask that quickly?
Okay, it's actually both, ma, in answer to a question and also for a question.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach Beatrice. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. You mentioned that you market for people. So how can we engage you, ma? Like I am into music, I am into writing, and you know, a whole lot there. So how can we engage you, ma, for marketing?
Beautiful. This is fantastic. We're going to put Coach Beatrice's details on the chat for you to contact her. I will also advise if you could kindly send your number, if Coach Nike doesn't have it, to send it to her so that we can send it to her, to Coach Beatrice, to be able to engage with you, because this is extremely important. One of the things I've seen is that it's not just the fact that we are busy but are we giving the platform the right content? Are we just going every now and then? Today we're there, tomorrow we're not, then we come with this one and another thing tomorrow. And I think those are the specifics that Coach Beatrice was talking about, the positives, the fact that we could promote what we believe. So it's time for us not to be quiet. We can go online and promote what we believe and be heard. And I love the idea that you can block people that want to either harass you or want to comment on your post in a negative way. They can be blocked immediately. Then she used the word no mercy. You block them. No, because we're very particular about what we produce and the impression that we give. So please, if you like Coach Beatrice to contact you, kindly put your number either directly to Coach Nike so that she can get the information across to her, please. It will really be nice if you do so. And I would like you to also connect with her on social media and be part of the great work and amazing job that she's doing on that platform. So Coach Nike, could you kindly put her details, please, on the chat for us, and so that people can, and those that want one-to-one, if you send your number to Coach Nike, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We will be having a one-to-one session in the next few minutes before we round up for tonight, before we wrap up. It's been an amazing, and I don't know, I think somebody needs to say, is it a yes or no? It can't be middle. Do you see yourself going higher? Have you begun to see yourself going higher? Yes, I have. I'm just going to put that up right there. I'm going to put it out there. Yes, I do. Yes, yes, yes. Is that your testimony? Is that your story? If you've been here before, if you've been here the first and second day, through the prayers, through the coaching sessions, through the teachings that we've had, you will definitely know that you are no longer where you used to be. The light has come and we're beginning to see better and know better. So I want to say congratulations to each and every one of us. And I want to also appreciate again and again our host for tonight, the founder of Comeuphigher Empowerment Summit, who has made this possible because she said yes to the Lord. Our lives can never be the same again. One of the things we're learning is to be grateful. We need to learn to be grateful for every opportunity God brings our way. There are many people that don't have this opportunity, and God has made it possible for you and I. So we want to say we salute, ma. Thank you so much.